today's video, I'd like to talk about mental health. And I want to kind of highlight and introduce this video to say that this is Mental Health Month. And so I thought I would do a series of videos for you guys that talks about the protection of men's mental health, right? So men, I want you to protect your mind, and I want you to know that mental health is not weakness. Mental health is wisdom, okay? So when we think about protecting our mental health, what are some of the things that we think through, right? So just a brief couple of points that we can think about with regard to protecting our mental health is realizing that normalizing therapy and self-awareness is key. Normalize therapy and self-awareness. Mental strength isn't about suppressing our emotions, men, but mental strength is much more about acknowledging the pain and still showing up, even when we don't feel like showing up, or we don't think it's worth showing up, or we've been showing up and nothing's been happening as a result of our showing up. We still need to show up as men. And so in order to be able to do that effectively, we need to normalize therapy and self-awareness. We need to realize that therapy isn't weakness, bros. Therapy is a necessary element to be able to cope with, combat all of the things that we have experienced and suffered as men, right? And all of the things that life simply throws at you. And so let's normalize therapy. Let's normalize self-awareness, being aware of who we are as men and our weaknesses and failings so that we can get help for them. And so point number two, when I think about protecting our mental health, when we think about ensuring that our mental health is in stable condition, point number two is we want to talk about daily mental hygiene habits. Daily mental hygiene habits. Now, I know we often think about our personal hygiene, right? But we also have to think about our mental hygiene, okay? Things like journaling, meditating, simply taking just 10 minutes, bros, for reflection can be very, very helpful with regard to your mental health hygiene, right? The mind is just like a muscle, right? And if we know anything about our muscles, and we'll talk about physical health in another video, but if we know anything about our muscles, we know that muscles have to experience a certain level of atrophy, certain level of resistance in order for us to be stronger in our bodies, right? Our brain is no different. We should be exercising our brain. We should be exercising mental health. Take some time. Take about 10 moments to sort of recalibrate, retrain your mind to go through these techniques, right? Your brain needs challenge. Your brain needs to be able to work, but then your brain also needs to reflect and clarify, right? Then your brain also needs to be able to relax as well, right? Just like your muscles need to be able to do that, your brain needs to be able to do the same thing. So let's focus and continue to help ourselves, man, when it comes to our daily mental hygiene habits. The next thing I want to talk about is cutting the noise. And when we talk about cutting the noise, we want to limit toxic inputs. Now, I realize that this is different for every man, because the reality is some of us men have to be on social media. Some men have to be able to communicate via electronic means. You have to do it for your jobs. You have to do it for your careers. You have to do it for your livelihood. And I get it, right? I get that social media has become such a part of our lives that it's almost undeniable for us that we have to actually use social media in every area of our lives. That is 100% understandable. I also realize, though, that the responsibility of us as men is to make sure that social media is not now dominating our lives, meaning we can use it. We can appreciate it for what it is. We can use the tools that are available. We can use the all of the wonderful technology that's been given to us, but we don't have to be a slave to social media, okay? We don't have to relate to people on social media that are toxic for us. We don't have to relate to people on social media that are going to harm us. We don't have to relate to people on social media who mean us no good or who are not about our self-improvement, not about us showing up as our best selves, and not about us actually doing the work of becoming the men that we know we need to be. And so I want to remind you that the things that you feed your mind, the things that you put into your mind, those are the things that shape who you are. And so it's just like they talk about in computer terms, it's garbage in, garbage out. If you put garbage into your mind, then garbage is going to come out, right? If you think about, dwell on, fixate on things that are negative, then negativity is going to be the rule of the day for you, right? So men, we want to focus and keep our minds clear. We want to make sure that we don't engage in toxic relationships, because here's the thing about social media. Social media is the easiest way in the world to connect with people. People are always talking about friends circles and connecting as friends and followers and those kinds of things, right? Think about the names of these different social media platforms. Instagram, right? That means something in an instant, something very fast. Facebook, right? That means I'm only going to show you the face of who I want you to see. I'm not necessarily going to show you the real me, because I can't do that. This is social media. I don't want my business out there on the street. Nobody wants their business out there on the street, but most people are willing to put everyone else's business out there on the street, right? And so we want to start thinking about these things. We want to make sure we maintain these things, man. We want to make sure that we are connecting to and getting the relationships that matter to us and the relationships that are going to make us stronger, all right? Toxic relationships harm our mental bandwidth, and we need as much mental bandwidth as we can. So I hope you enjoyed this brief video. And if you're a man out there who wants to protect his mental health, I want you to know that I am here for you. I know that you don't often get an opportunity to sit and think about your mental health. You don't often get an opportunity to sit and think about what are your thoughts? Where are your thoughts coming from? How are your thoughts being formed and engaged in your mind? Don't even get an opportunity to sit and think about that. And so I want to let you know that I'm here for you. I'm here to assist you and walk with you to kind of untangle these different thoughts, untangle these different things. And so we want to do some of that in this series. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I want you to like this video, pass it on to a brother who you think might need it. And as I always state to all of you, and as I'm stating to you right now who's watching this video, I want you to live royally, and I want you to live well, and I want you to live in a mental capacity that is strong, vibrant, and right for you. All right, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.